Beneath the streets of Pontiac lies a world most people have never seen. Buried rivers, forgotten passageways, sealed-off corridors, and yes, even underground bowling alleys. Tonight, we're going below the surface, into Pontiac's hidden tunnels. Welcome back to Pontiac Pulse, the show where we explore the past, present, and future of one of Michigan's most historic cities. I'm Chris Hubble with History Loves Company, and today we're digging into Pontiac's underground history, literally. Every Monday, Streets of History. Every Wednesday, Pontiac Pulse. And every Friday, Homes of Michigan. Pontiac's underground story begins with the Clinton River, which originally flowed openly right through downtown. It powered early industry, shaped the location of mills, and influenced how Pontiac was built. But by the mid-1900s, flooding became constant. Water-damaged stores, streets washed out, and the growing downtown grid couldn't function around an unpredictable river. So Pontiac made one of the biggest engineering decisions in its history. They buried the river. Today, the Clinton River flows through enormous concrete tunnels under the city, out of sight but still moving. As Pontiac grew, so did its underground infrastructure. Before malls existed, downtown was filled with multi-story department stores, Sears, Montgomery Ward, and many others. Beneath many of these buildings were freight tunnels, service corridors, and basement connectors used to move goods discreetly. And in some buildings today, the original brick, stone, and archways still survive, hidden beneath modern renovations. In the 1960s and 70s, the Phoenix Center introduced an entirely new underground level, a modern grid of utility tunnels and access corridors. They weren't glamorous, but they formed an interconnected network beneath what was once Pontiac Civic Center. It's another reminder that Pontiac wasn't just built outward, it was built downward. And this is where Pontiac's history gets interesting, because mixed with real tunnels are decades of local legends. Secret passageways, prohibition tunnels, and the most famous rumor of all, underground bowling alleys. Most people assume it's all myth, but here's the truth. Some of it is absolutely real. I can say this from firsthand experience, because I've actually walked through some of these spaces myself. One of the most surprising is underneath First Presbyterian Church in Pontiac, right off of Huron. Yeah, you totally probably drive by it daily. In its basement is a real tunnel section and an underground bowling alley. Long, narrow, wooden, and built when churches often offered recreation for their congregations. It's one thing to hear about these tunnels. It's another to stand in one. And Pontiac totally has another underground bowling alley as well, and this one's also been confirmed. It sits beneath the Beaudette Mansion, quite possibly my favorite home in the entire city. The Beaudette family ran Beaudette Body Company, a major early automotive manufacturer, producing bodies for Ford and others. Their success built one of Pontiac's most impressive homes. And in the basement is an underground bowling alley, a private lane built for the family, still intact after all these years. Standing in that basement, you can feel the era. It's one of the most unique homes in Pontiac. When you map the location of these basements, tunnels, and corridors, a fascinating possibility emerges. Some people believe these underground spaces may have once connected to the Pontiac Little Art Theatre. And while there's no confirmed tunnel, both architecturally and geographically, it could totally check out. The Pontiac Little Art Theatre occupies one of downtown's most historic structures. Built in the early 20th century, it originally served multiple commercial uses before transforming into a performance space. It hosted plays, community events, concerts, film screenings, and local art groups, becoming one of Pontiac's core creative hubs. And beneath this building, given its foundation, layout, and age, it's entirely possible that an older tunnel system once ran nearby, or even connected through basement expansions. One of Pontiac's biggest modern rumors is the idea of uncovering the buried Clinton River downtown, turning it into a walkable river district. So, could it actually happen? Well, let's see what it would take. Well, first off, we've got a major demolition, removal of long concrete river enclosures, the reworking of parking lots, roads, and utilities, as well as the possible restructuring of areas such as the Phoenix Center, which has already been torn down, so we've got a head start there. And then there's environmental engineering. We've got to look into soil remediation, flood control systems, riverbank stabilization, as well as hydrology reconstruction. Next up, there's rebuilding downtown around the river. We're gonna need walkways, bridges, lighting, landscaping, probably some retaining walls, and maybe some business-facing redevelopment. Based on other US river daylighting projects, such as the one in Yonkers, New York, which uncovered 650 feet of river for $19 million. Or what about this one in Providence, Rhode Island, where they uncovered the full Riverwalk district and it only cost them $700 million. Or then there's the Detroit Rouge daylight studies, which cost between 80 and 120 million. The portion of the Clinton River that's buried in Pontiac is roughly 1,500 to 2,000 feet long. So a realistic estimate on what it would cost to daylight this river would be roughly $55 to $110 million. It's expensive, but absolutely possible with state, federal, and private investment. It would completely transform downtown Pontiac. Pontiac's underground world is a mix of fact, forgotten history, and a few mysteries that still haven't been solved. But one thing's certain, Pontiac's history doesn't just surround us, it runs beneath our feet. I'm Chris Hubble with History Loves Company, and this has been Pontiac Pulse. If you've heard rumors about another tunnel, basement, or forgotten space, let me know in the comments. Every city has a history, and Pontiac's goes deeper than most.